It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas. It is Monday, November 27th, 2017. It is 7 a.m. and welcome to Down on the Corner program.
We survived.
We did it.
Made it through another one.
Made it
Here
through
we are.
another Thanksgiving behind us.
You betcha.
What a fun time.
It certainly
It
is.
sure was. Wow. Good morning. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman here with Jerry Hogan, Scooter Callis, Bob Recktenwald. Sports coming up at 7:30, and Mike Sisk coming. I hope Mike remembers to come in today.
I don't know. It could have been a rough weekend.
Could have been a rough weekend. After having, 4 days off from men mechanic, he may be lost in this world somewhere. You know?
In a turkey coma.
In a turkey coma, yeah.
4 days of turkey.
Well, as I said on Facebook, about 5:40 this morning, back to work, back to school, back to Brewed Awakening Coffee, Jerry.
The next thing you know, it'll be Christmas.
Less than a month now.
It goes quick.
Less than a month.
My gosh, it's coming fast.
It is.
It is.
It is.
And if this weather doesn't change, we're not going to see any snow at Christmas either.
Well,
There's 70 degrees today, they're talking
yeah,
about.
you're right.
But you know, you can buy snow now in a bag. It's called snow in a bag.
That's what you did in Texas, right?
That's it. You can go decorate your own snow, Scooter.
Snow in a bag, Jerry?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can buy a 50-pound variety or 20.
I need 1,000 pounds of snow, please. Go to Home Depot and buy that. Oh, my goodness. Boy, this
Sounds like a great idea, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if it's not going to snow by itself, by God.
And you can put it where you want it.
There
You
you
can put it in the
go.
yard, not in the driveway.
My kid's bedroom. Clean it up when you're done, kids.
Anyway, as Jacqueline said in the opening, Brewed Awakening Coffee with 3 locations. Morning, Mike. 3 locations to serve you. They're downtown at Balmer Boulevard. They're at BRMC Lobby and Walmart East Plaza. Out by Anytime Fitness. Go out and enjoy the best coffee in town. Don't park and go inside and wait in line. Just drive through Brewed Awakening Coffee.
Or come by here.
Yeah. How much?
Come
about
by
half
here,
a pot?
get a
Yeah,
cup.
Yeah. Is that picking up on the mic?
Well, sure.
I'll stop doing
what
it.
do you think? This is like training him all over again. This is like
Is this on?
it's like a New Year.
Boom,
or
boom,
something.
boom.
I always like to see his eyeballs bug out. Is this on? And thump, thump, thump. I used to do sound at First Baptist Church 100 years ago. And I turned it on for some,
You just dated yourself, by the way. Go ahead.
anyway. They had this women's missionary group come in. And I told them, everything will be turned on. Everything's fine. And a lady comes up, thump, thump, thump. And I mean, every red light, every meter, just like, okay, let's unplug this and start over, you know?
The sad part is they don't realize what damage that can do to the equipment.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Anyway, it's time for our morning prayer. What do you think about that, Jerry?
Let's get it on.
All right. Please join us for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, here we are, the Monday after Thanksgiving. It's back to school, back to work, and all the leftovers in the fridge and freezer. Lord, overall, I believe the American people are a happy people and we love to celebrate. But now as we transition to the Christmas season, let us continue to be thankful for your blessings, for friends and family, for our homes, and the beautiful area in which we live. I say thank you. Let us always be grateful. It's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Man.
And so it goes. Thanksgiving 2017 is in the books.
It is.
A lot of fun.
It sure was.
A lot of fun.
Still ate too much even over the weekend. I was still eating too much. I figured when you have Thanksgiving, it lasts through the weekend.
Oh, at least.
If
Oh,
you're
at
going to go ahead and cheat on your diet, which I don't have one, you might as well cheat through the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I cussed my wife this morning for shrinking my jeans.
You blame her for that?
Well, I had a hard time getting them on. You got to blame somebody.
What about your knife and fork?
Well, I didn't use
You
much
got
of
tennis
that.
elbow from eating?
You betcha.
Morning weather brought to you by your hometown Sears store. Talk a little bit about Sears. We've got today and tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday that's still in November where we can Christmas shop. Get a lot of it done before December 1st.
And that place so easy to get in and out of.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've got everything that you're going to need.
Lawn equipment, woodworking tools, mechanics tools,
Stoves,
ranges, microwaves, refrigerators.
you name it, they got it.
They got it. Be sure to check out your hometown Sears store.
They even have basketball hoops.
Yeah.
I didn't
I mean,
know
they
that.
got everything. Yeah,
They got kayaks down there, too.
they got a kayak.
Just for you, Jerry, they even got TVs.
That's right, buddy.
I bet they could
They
get a
do.
treadmill, too.
I bet you they can.
Weather brought to you by your hometown Sears
Now,
store.
what's so funny about a treadmill?
Well, I'd like to see you on one.
Oh, I'll make that sucker smoke, man.
Bob Recktenwald sitting across the room mentioning, oh, yeah, the drawing. She's still doing the drawing on Toolbox.
Is that still going on?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll say it is. How's that? We'll help Eden out a
Yeah,
little bit.
just go in there
Just
and say,
tell
hey,
Eden that
I want,
you saw
I
us
want
talking
my
about
name
Sears.
in that box.
And go into Sears and tell Eden, and they'll put your name for a drawing for a nice toolbox, like the one that's in my vehicle out here. 42 degrees in Mount Home, 46 at Harrison, 37 in Hardy. I bet it's pretty in Hardy this morning along the Spring River.
I bet you it is.
Y'all
30
keep talking about Hardy.
Have you not been through there in a while?
Well, it's been a while, but I mean, y'all just passed
I
through.
love crossing the Spring River. You come across the bridge and you look,
When it's cold and you got that
a
kind
little
of
bit of fog. You got the railroad
coming
track right
off.
there.
So yeah, it
I'm
caught it.
envious of
Yeah.
those guys that run the train through there. Don't you know that's a pretty drive along that river
No,
on a
it's
train?
gotta
Oh
be.
my goodness. Wow.
I have to go check out Hardy again.
I love downtown,
Slow
all the
down.
antiques down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the week after Christmas, we'll drive over there and go through every one of those stores. It's a lot of fun. Check out downtown Hardy. 37 at Hardy, 30 in Mountain View. Mountain View's another fun town. Was down there a couple of times. And go down on the square. A lot of fun things. around there.
JoJo's Catfish.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Real good stuff. 34 Devil. It's always food.
Yeah.
We went from fish to turkey.
That's what I'm laughing about is that it all
Turkey.
reverts back to food. I don't.
I plan my trips around food, man.
Well,
that
let's see.
doesn't
If
surprise
we
me.
leave at this time, we'll be at JoJo's at this time.
No, he's like, if I eat at Old Time Restaurant here,
Yeah.
then turn around, I can make it there to JoJo's for lunch, and then where would dinner be?
Oh, dinner is wide open, man. There's JoJo's.
Back to JoJo's.
You know, it's taking me 4 minutes to get the temperatures done
I know.
because you guys keep talking about food. Marshall checks in at 30. It's 32 at Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Branson at 46, 45 at West Plains, Missouri. The radar, I'm going to refresh this thing. You know, we could kind of use some rain around here. I
not
mulched
seeing
leaves
it.
on Friday or Saturday. I guess it was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday afternoon. I have never seen leaves so dry to where they mulch so efficiently. You know, normally you get the little strips left over. I have nary a leaf.
You mulch your leaves?
Yes.
But they're still sitting there on my yard.
They are.
Yeah,
Boy, now's the time to mulch them. It's dry.
it is dry.
Boy, I walked in the house looking like a fat raccoon with all the dirt. One of the past churches said, you go do your program like that? I said, I call it the Fat Raccoon Show. Dirt around my eyes.
Well, you should have took a picture.
Well, no.
No.
I could have put it on the screen.
Yeah, that'd scare everybody off. Talking about a ratings drop. Taking a look at your national radar, we've got a little bit of activity in Nebraska and Kansas. A lot more activity in California, Nevada, into Idaho. That's about it. Your highways in Arkansas are clear. Missouri and Arkansas. Even Illinois showing clear roads at this time. As we get a little bit of motion, I'm going to take that Nashville, Tennessee radar. Ready for a
You
click?
go right
All
ahead.
right, here we go. Nashville, Tennessee radar. Well, I thought it was picking up a little bit. That must be just ground cloud. They must be trying to detect water in the earth with the radar over there. Most of the Midwest and Mid-South is clear. It's just dry, dry, dry. I would guess, and I'm not trying to be an authority on this, but when it comes down to outdoor burning, let's kind of not do that right now.
Yeah, I was talking to
Did you talk to the judge?
person with one of the volunteer fire departments, and they're about to issue a burn ban on that. We
Have you heard of any burn bans or anything? I know I was in around Cotter does.
Cotter
yeah.
does now. Yeah, you're going to see them start popping up now because it's
Well, down around
especially
Heber
if the
Springs,
wind
there's a
picks
lot of
up
them down
a
around
little
Heber
bit.
Springs.
Yeah,
Going to Conway, I go through Mountain View and Heber, I believe Claiborne County. I don't know about Stone or Izzard. I don't remember, but it's pretty dry.
I did a little bonfire the other night, and I went out there with the water hose, hosed everything around it down, had it all mowed away from it, and just trying to take the precautions because, man, there's been a lot of brush fires right now.
Best thing to do if you want to do outdoor burning, you probably want to contact your local fire department or volunteer fire department, find out. But right now it's very dry, so be careful. Scooter, why don't we go ahead and go to break? We'll get Mike Sisk in here with Jerry and everybody. We got enough chairs to get everybody in on the set, I think. We'll talk a little car maintenance at Minute Mechanic.
Be right back.
Be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and Steadyform. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. DHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, I should have done it years ago.
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
$7:15 on this Monday morning, November 27th, the Monday after Thanksgiving, down on the corner program. And it's Monday. Mike Sisk is here from Minute Mechanic. And
good morning, Dale.
Good morning. You had a nice vacation, I hope.
We did. We took 4 days. We closed a little bit early on Wednesday.
Good.
And got ready for Thanksgiving. We had our usual family over, my 2 daughters and husbands and grandkids, and it turned into a great day. The weather was as perfect as I can remember for a Thanksgiving, and My 2-year-old granddaughter and 7-year-old grandson entertained everybody.
Oh yeah, they were the center of attention, weren't they?
Of course, and it was a good day. Had a good 4 days off.
Well, now we're in the Christmas holiday.
Yep, here it comes.
And I tell you what, I had a right front strut that had an issue, so we got it changed out, went back down to Minute Mechanic for front end alignment. And on the way to Conway on Thursday, the odometer goes 200,000. So I got 200,180 some odd miles now.
Right.
I don't know, and I'd put this vehicle up at 200,000 on any vehicle driving as good as this one does after that front alignment. I got brand new Cooper. I got 12,000 miles more Cooper tires.
Mm-hmm.
The struts, everything's good, and it drove perfectly.
Well, Dale, that's proof in the pudding with a lot of modern cars and trucks, not just cars. But high mileage doesn't mean you have to drive something that drives terrible. So you're at 200,000 miles, and you're telling us it's driving as good as or better than it ever has. So with a little bit of TLC, these things, they'll last a long time. And at 200,000 miles, you're driving to Conway, and you're very happy with the way it's driving. And they still drive, and they run very good with lots of miles on them these days. You know, rarely are you going to make it to that mileage without having to do some work on it. And you know, you've been pretty good about keeping struts up and brakes,
everything
tires,
but antifreeze,
wheel bearings. I wasn't going to mention the antifreeze. And so, you know, you're a good example of what can happen with these vehicles with good maintenance. You know, you got a Chrysler Town and Country van with 200,000 miles.
3.8 liter.
Yeah, and it's driving great. What's your gas mileage? 20s?
Oh, when you go to Conway, it drops off.
Yep.
20, 21. If I'm going east towards Paragould, Arkansas to Nashville, I have got as high as 24.3, but you might say I'm averaging 21, 22 overall.
Yeah, so that tells you your engine's still doing pretty decent to turn in that kind of gas mileage. You know, alignments are one of those deals, and it gets pretty critical. Alignments are one of the top things we got to do to make sure that these things drive the way we want them to. You and I have discussed, I don't know how many times, about how front end parts wear very gradually.
Right.
So you go out and you buy your new Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, whatever it is, and 100,000 miles later, it's not driving the way it did when you bought it. You know, it may have happened so gradually, it's going to sneak up on you, and you don't really realize it. But they're not driving the same. Struts have worn, springs, mounts.
Makes a big difference.
In pickup trucks, you know, a lot of the trucks that have an idler arm, pitman arm, inner and outer tie rods, different things like that.
Yep.
And if you take all of these parts we're naming and you have just a little bit of play in it, you know, like an inner tie rod, outer tie rod, you get a idler arm, pitman arm, and if they've got a little bit of play in it, when you add up the amount of slack that you have in all these parts, it ends up being a lot.
Even a quarter of an inch in each of those.
And it's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of looseness in the front end.
And not only do those front end parts turn your wheels when you're going around corners, they also control where your tires are pointed when you're going straight down the road. Mm-hmm. So if there's play, if there's slack in them, it can let your tires toe in, toe out. They can wander all over the place, and that's when you start seeing all these odd wear patterns on tires. And you know, that's the first thing you do in preparation to do an alignment is check the front end on a vehicle and see what we've got going on.
It's got to be tight.
It's got to be tight to have a good alignment on it.
Okay, let's look at it this way. Let's say that Jerry's going to run a marathon over here, and he takes his left running shoe and tightens it real tight, but he leaves the right one real loose. He's going to wind up with a blister on his right foot.
Sure.
Basically, you're wearing something out over here, just like a tire on a vehicle with something loose, tie rod or ball joint,
right?
Or idler arm or pitman, whatever.
Any of those parts, you know, can cause wear on these tires, and we see it all. We see it on a weekly basis with cars. You know, every car has its own little character flaws, and quirks. And you know, some cars come in, and you know to check inner tie rods, or you know to check rack and pinion bushings and different things like that. But once you get that corrected and get a good solid alignment on it, man, look out. It drives great if you've got good tires. And this is across the board. You're driving a Chevrolet, that's fine. It's going to drive just as good. You overhaul the front end. If you got 120, 130,000, spend a little money on it if you're going to keep the car.
You know, the Impala's a nice little rig.
Sure.
That's a good vehicle.
Impalas are nice cars. We service a ton of them. They go a lot of miles, and people seem to generally be happy with them.
Yeah.
The alignment on all of these vehicles is different. You know, whether you're doing a half-ton pickup truck or a Toyota Camry or a Ford Focus, you know, but we've got one of the best alignment machines in the business, that Hunter Hawkeye Elite. And once we get the front end squared away and get the alignment on there with good tires, it's going to drive
it
like
locks
it did.
it in, let me tell you.
It's going to drive it like it did when it was new. A lot of vehicles now, you know, are almost, a lot of the front wheel cars or front wheel drive cars are going to be McPherson struts or some version of.
Sure.
And at 100,000 miles, it's not uncommon to need struts, maybe strut mounts. And that makes a huge.
I like the quick strut.
Yeah, the quick struts are a good idea, but changing out struts and mounts on the fronts of some of these cars with a lot of miles makes a huge difference.
It does.
A big difference.
Yep.
The quick struts that Dale's talking about is it's a unit where you buy the strut, the mount, and the spring all pre-assembled.
The whole suspension right there.
You unbolt the old one and bolt in the new one, and it does save time. You get a new strut, a new spring, everything's new under there, and it does make a difference. Absolutely, it does.
Yep.
And alignments are one of those things that a lot of times people just forget about it. They don't think about it. When you buy a new car, let's say you went down here today and bought you a new van. 10,000 miles down the road, you're probably not thinking about an alignment, but things happen with a new car that makes an alignment not a bad idea within the first year, just to have it checked.
Yeah.
May not need anything, but having it checked is a great idea, because the struts, the springs, the mounts, everything in that suspension settles.
Even the ride height makes a difference.
It changes.
Yeah.
And
on the old Chryslers with the torsion bars, we had gauge, and we had to check ride height, because after a while the torsion bars could settle a little bit.
Yep.
You know, if you bought a brand new full torsion bar car and say at 40, 50,000 miles, it may have dropped 3/4 of an inch, and that changes front alignment.
Absolutely.
Same thing with weak springs.
Yep.
You know, something else I want to talk to you about, and this is something I did several miles back. When these vehicles, whether you're driving Ford or Dodge products or Chevrolet products, some around 100 to 120,000, even if you don't have a check engine light, is it good to go ahead and replace the plugs and the upstream oxygen sensor?
Plugs for sure. You know, that seems to be a pretty common interval now, is around 100,000 to change spark plugs. Oxygen sensors, you're going to get different schools of thought on that. If your gas mileage is good and the car is running the way it should, and
if it works, don't fix it.
And if the mileage is what it has always been, a lot of people are going to tell you to leave it alone. But there are some people that will tell you at 100,000 miles to change an O2 sensors during a tune-up is not a bad idea. Yep, for sure.
I did the upstream. Then we've got the illustrious belt tensioner and that serpentine belt. Now, if you've ever had a belt tensioner or a belt tensioner brake, you'll know what I'm talking about. That belt runs from the crankshaft to the alternator, the water pump, the air conditioner, the power steering pump, and what am I leaving out?
Well, what Dale's talking about there, you know, in a lot of vehicles these days, we have a serpentine belt, and it runs every accessory under the hood. They have only one belt. Back in the day, you drop back 30 years ago, and we might have 3 or 4 small V-belts that ran all of our different accessories. Now we've got, on most vehicles, one belt that runs everything. And it's a good system. It really is. It's pretty darn good. The downside to it is if it breaks, or if we lose the belt tensioner and we throw that belt off, then you're parked on the side of the road, because you don't have alternator, you don't have a water pump on most of them. You don't have power steering on most of them. Lots of things are going to quit.
Yep.
And
so is it a good idea, say at 100, 120,000, to go ahead and just change out that belt and the tensioner?
I would for sure do the belt. The tensioner, I see vehicles coming in our shop with 150 and 200,000 miles still running original
really?
belt. Yes, I do. So the belt tensioner is one of those things you'd have to make up your own mind, or if you're taking it to a shop, ask them to check it out. You know, there's some telltale signs that you can see on a tensioner that can give you pointers that it may or may not need to be changed. The belt, if you're at 100,000 miles and you're still running the same serpentine belt, I would say it'd be a great idea to change that.
And what about cars with interference engines on that timing belt? I think Mitsubishi's really bad on some of this stuff.
Yeah, you know, timing belts are not it doesn't seem like timing belts are as prevalent as they used to be.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time in the 80s and early 90s and stuff in there that many cars were running timing belts, and there's still quite a few, but it's just not quite as common. A timing belt, you know, Dale's Chrysler 318 he talks about occasionally, he put the water pump on the other day, has a timing chain.
Mm-hmm.
And that timing chain serves to keep your crankshaft and camshaft in time.
Yeah.
And a timing belt does the same thing, but many times the timing belt you see on a vehicle with an overhead camshaft
Mm-hmm.
or dual overhead camshafts.
Mm-hmm.
So that belt keeps these camshafts and the crankshaft in time, and but when they break, if that timing belt breaks, it can allow things to get out of time enough to where valves hit pistons, and then we've trashed our engine maybe.
Yep.
You know, we were years and years ago, I was riding with a guy in about a 83 or 4 Ford Escort. We were going to Harrison, and you know where the road goes under the railroad trestle over there, that old part that we don't go on anymore, right there, it broke.
You threw a belt?
Yeah, it broke the timing belt, and it bent 6 out of the 8 valves in that Escort.
Ooh.
And most of those engines are interference
Did it damage
engines.
the pistons?
No, it ruined the valve. We had to have a bunch of head work done on it.
Just put a head on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
These engines are interference engines, which means the valves, pistons, and stuff, when it gets out of time, they can get together. That's a bad thing. So every manufacturer has got very specific recommendations on when they want those timing belts changed. And, you know, in my way of thinking, if they tell you to change them at 100,000, they are an important enough component that if you changed it at 85 or 90, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Somewhere as low as 70,000.
Could be. We don't do a whole lot as far as timing belts, so I'm not the go-to guy to ask about intervals on belts, but I know Toyota and some of them several years. Let's see, let me think back. My daughter Morgan, we bought her a Dodge Stratus with a 2.4, which was basically a Mitsubishi engine. And when we got it, the first thing we had them do was put a timing belt on there.
That was one of those you had to watch.
Yeah, and it was recommended.
That's a 2.4 Dodge.
Yeah, and it was recommended at 105, I think, and it didn't have that many miles, but we went ahead and did that on there so we wouldn't have to worry about it. But timing belts work fine. They are just an item that you have to keep in the back of your head that you are going to have to maintain.
Yep.
Timing chains are kind of if you start to get noise or a rattle or get some kind of noise like that, maybe your timing chain needs to be serviced. But that's not a very common happening on a lot of vehicles anymore. You know, we don't do a whole lot of timing chains.
Last one I did was on a 75 Chrysler 360.
Right.
That's how long it's been.
Yeah, the components have improved greatly.
Oh, yeah.
The materials and the chains and the gears and the way they manufacture all this stuff is so much better. Same way with timing belts. That Ford Escort that we broke that belt on had maybe 50,000 miles on it. It was low mileage when that belt broke.
Wow, that's surprising.
You don't see that anymore.
No. Let's talk real quick before we go to break here about your motor oils and your top quality filters from Napa. And you got plenty of time this week to get folks in and get them ready for the Christmas holidays.
We sure do. Our schedule's pretty open. We were busy last week.
Oh, I know.
And right now our schedule's pretty open for this week, so we've got time. We keep a wide range of engine oils in stock, synthetic and standard petroleum oil. We keep a couple of semi-synthetics, but not much. And then, of course, our filter line, we talked this a couple of weeks ago. On oil filters, we probably have filters to cover 90-95% of the cars that's on the road in Mountain Home in stock. They're in the building. If you have, typically it's a European car, if it's a Volvo or a BMW or things of those nature.
What about Jerry's Yugo?
No, we don't have one. And I didn't realize that there was still a Yugo on the road, but we
stare that we got.
We keep the filters there, and if we don't have them, I can have them for you in 24 hours. Generally less than that. Between Napa and O'Reilly's, they do an excellent job of having oil filters, air filters for the vast majority of vehicles that's in Mountain Home.
Yep.
But if you have some sort of a European vehicle, something a little bit different, give me a shout. and we'll make sure we got everything there, so when you show up, there's no delay.
And Mid-Mechanic follows the manufacturer's suggested oil weight for your vehicle. That now is imperative. In the old days, shoot, my old 383, we used straight 30 weight oil in that. And my old Hemi were anywhere from 30 to 50, depending on what time of year it was. But now if it says OW20 or 5W20 or 530, that's what they put in.
Right. And Dale's right that, you know, back in the day, you know, the first car I ever had was an old 74 Ford. It didn't really make it a lot of difference what oil you put into it. Yeah. You know, it ran fine. Yeah. The newer cars with our variable valve timing and multiple, or our active fuel management, where we're cutting off cylinders and things like that, all of this is designed to work with a specific weight of oil.
Right.
And these engineers have spent a lot of time and a lot of money to determine what's the correct weight of oil to be used in that engine. And we follow that.
You bet.
And it varies car company to car company. You know, GM is still big into the 5W30 oils in a lot of vehicles. The new Silverado and gas engines are running 020.
Really?
Yes, they are.
Wow, that's surprising.
And
wow,
we get over into the Asian manufacturers, and you're starting to see a lot of 020, 520 in theirs. Wow. Ford has been 520 in most of their vehicles for quite some time.
Truck is, yeah.
And the like the Ford EcoBoost, their pickup truck with the 2 turbochargers, they run 530 in that. It's a wide-ranging.
But if you drive it, you got it.
Yep. If you drive it, that's what you need to do, and it's very simple. If you've got questions about what kind of oil your vehicle takes, most vehicles you can pop the hood and look on the oil cap, and it will give you the weight of oil they want in it. If you feel better about not doing that, open up your owner's manual and look in there, and it will give you the suggested required oil. And if you're driving a newer vehicle, some of these oils are fairly specific, and if you've got a warranty on that engine, I would suggest we stick with it.
Stay with it. Mid-Mechanics located Highway 201 North across from Salvation Army, 425-3135. Time to get folks in this week?
Yes, we do. Give us a call. We'd be glad to get you in, and everything's pretty wide open at this point. Alignment, our alignment rack, we've got a couple on the schedule, so we've got plenty of time to fit you in there, whether it's brakes, shocks, whatever it is, oil changes, transmission services, we got time to do it.
Sound good. Give Mike and the gang a call this week, 425-3135. Time for a break. I'm out of Brewed Awakening Coffee, heading to the coffee pot. Be right back.
You've tried medications just cover up the pain, and you've tried dieting to help lose weight. Before you try something drastic like surgery to get rid of the numbness and tingling, why don't you try a better approach to health? Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Osgood, and at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we heal the whole person the natural way.
At Mountain Home Family Chiropractic, we take a hands-on approach to chiropractic care, massage therapy, and nutritional counseling. Our 20 years of service has led to successful results.
When I come in to see Dr. Osgood, sometimes after one adjustment, I have immediate relief. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 adjustments.
I recommend Mountain Home Family Chiropractic because it really works and keeps me pain-free.
Mountain Home Family Chiropractic supports the community by donating to Mountain Home Food Basket and the Lions Club. Request an appointment with us today at Mountain Home Family Chiropractic. Excellence for your body and frame alignment.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
Your
Your White River getaway starts at Cotter Trout Lodge, where you find convenient, clean, and affordable accommodations right in the heart of Cotter, Arkansas. Take advantage of the Natural State Fly Shop across the road for all your supplies and guided fly fishing needs. Countless delicious homemade menu options await to satisfy your hunger cravings at the White Sands Cafe. Your complete White River getaway is cradled in the east arm of the historic Ruthven Rainbow Bridge at the Cotter Trout Lodge, Natural State Fly Shop, and the White Sands Cafe.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
$7:35 on this Monday morning. We want to welcome to that mic right there, Bob Recktenwald.
Good
and Jerry.
morning. Hello, Jerry.
Good morning, Bob. How are you, bud?
I'm good. You?
Good.
I feel for you every morning. I have to listen to this.
It is what it is. Takes me back to high school. You got the little.
Still got the pork chop out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's new in sports?
Well, let's start with high school playoff football. It's ugly. Salem's gone.
Oh.
Atkins is gone. So let's run down from the top of the list. We'll go on down.
All right.
Bentonville is still in. They beat Bryant 44-14. North Little Rock beat Conway 49-14. Greenwood beat West Memphis 45-14. Pine Bluff beat Searcy 34-14. Little Rock McClellan beat Wynn 22-14. Back up to the big class. We don't have anybody from our neck of the woods still in it.
Really?
Bentonville is the closest school. They're a 7A school. But all the schools that we play have been knocked out. They're gone. Pulaski Academy 50, Nettleton 28, Arkadelphia 59, Ashdown 7. Pea Ridge 22, Boonville 19, Pulaski Robinson 38, Gosnell 14, Warren 35, Prairie Grove 13, Junction City 50, Clinton 43. So we're kind of hoping that Clinton would have stayed in there, a little closer
50
school.
43.
50-43. McGee 52, Atkins 13. Took them to the cleaners. Osceola 37, Charleston 14, Rivercrest 41, Mayflower 14. You know, Rivercrest and Mayflower, the Mayflower school was undefeated till that game. That was a tough loss for those boys. Camden Harmony Grove.
They lost their 12th game then, right?
Their 12th game of the season, yeah. Camden Harmony Grove 40, Hazen 14, Earl 50, Salem 31.
That's a good game.
So that bumped them out.
Would have been nice to see Salem pull that out, though.
I would have liked to have seen Salem
That'd
pull
been
it
great.
through.
Yeah.
Foreman 51, Danville 6, Mount Ida 34, Conway Christian 28. So relatively all the schools that are anywhere near us, they've all been taken out of the playoffs. So that winds up football for us for sure. Unless you're a Bentonville fan, and when you go watch Bentonville, you're actually watching a small college because their facilities are phenomenal.
Yeah.
But that's where that's at.
Wow.
Of course, there's a little bit of college news.
Well, I got to read what Rex Nelson put on. I sent this to you about the Razorbacks. He posted this Wednesday morning. He says, just the headline makes me smile because the whole scenario is so wild. A former Arkansas offensive coordinator who was jilted, a former Arkansas head coach who was fired. One comes back to Arkansas, one comes to Auburn, which wanted him years ago, though it had a successful head coach, and that Auburn coach, Tommy Tuberville, becomes the Arkansas athletic director. It would be like a soap opera. But now it even says here, Auburn considering Bobby Petrino for backup if Malzahn leaves. But then that Auburn-Alabama game, I mean, what was it, 26-14? Is that the final?
Well, you know, Alabama didn't play their best game.
No.
They just didn't. You could tell that they were definitely into it. But when you have a running back trying to get the ball snapped, and the ball gets snapped and goes straight past the quarterback twice in a row, there's an issue.
Yeah.
But
that
don't you
normally
know?
Don't happen for Alabama.
Don't you know that was the loudest stadium in the country this weekend? Had to be. Had to be absolutely the loudest stadium out there. All those people. Did you see anybody see any of the pictures from Sunday of Auburn?
You mean the aftermath of the game?
Yeah.
When they jumped the field?
Oh, no. I'm talking about the town, the city. It looked like it snowed 3 feet. There was toilet paper everywhere.
Really?
It was, they just.
Oh, man.
Which I'd much rather see a bunch of white toilet paper than I would see a bunch of burnt cars and, and all the chaos. But it looked like it snowed 6 feet. Trees
that
were
was
just
the game
covered.
of the year, though, right there.
The trees were covered with toilet paper. The streets were covered. Cars were covered. My daughter is an ER doc in Birmingham, and she thought, oh, this could be bad. Alabama loses, I could be really busy tonight, you know.
And what about that nice little fine that Auburn got for storming the field?
I didn't know that.
$250,000.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a small price to pay.
Well,
how do you keep them off?
I know.
You can't keep them off.
Yeah, it's not.
If they're
it's
not
that we're promoting
destructing-
this. It's just that was a big celebration.
If they're not tearing down the goalposts.
Yeah, don't
now, if
tear
they tore that down the goalposts, fine them.
Yeah.
But if you've got a bunch of college kids that are excited about their team, who's going to pay the fine? The college is going to pay the fine. The kids aren't paying it.
Mm-hmm.
They could care less. So who does it actually affect?
The kids. Tuition.
No.
It'll
take it out of the
I
TV
guarantee you it'll come out of the advertising money that the SEC pays them anyway.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I saw that could have been damaged is the hedges that were around the football field.
The hedges, yeah, where they got stuck.
Yeah, did you see the people getting? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, they had people getting stuck in the hedges.
In the hedges. Having to pull them out of the hedge.
Oh, it was funny. So now Arkansas loses their coach, which I'm totally.
And we don't have an AD. What do you think about the interim AD?
Well, I think I can't say that. I think that she's probably a yes person, because why would you fire the head football coach before he even gets off of the field?
Yeah, he was. I don't think he was even in the tunnel yet.
Why would you do that? Why not wait till Monday morning, like normal, and dismiss him? He knew it was coming. The rumors have been going around for weeks.
Since Game 3.
Why not just deal with it and let him get off the field, go talk to his team, and be done? Instead, you fire him on his way off the field. I asked some people that over the weekend, and of course the comments that I got, well, she's trying to impress her boss. Well, she didn't have a boss. The chancellor's, and she's free to go out and try to recruit and hire whatever coach she can find. Well, I'm sure that she thought or thinks that Gus Malzahn was coming. After Saturday's game, the only thing that Gus Malzahn got out of Saturday from Arkansas was a pay raise.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the ability to renegotiate his contract for a whole lot more money.
Don't you think the Georgia game, though, will determine a lot of that, though?
No, he beat Alabama.
Well, he's already beat Georgia once.
Yeah.
Can he do it again?
Hard to beat the same team twice in the same season, is what they say. I kind of agree with that. But how do you... The way it was done is totally wrong.
Yeah.
Do I think they should have fired Brett Bielema? Personally, no, I don't.
Why don't you get the AD in there first? Hopefully by February 1st, establish a groundwork Work on your recruiting.
Here's what a lot of people are forgetting about, Dale. Early signing day is before Christmas. We don't have an AD. We don't have a head football coach now. At least if we had a head football coach, he could get those kids that were talking about coming to Arkansas, maybe get them to go ahead and come to Arkansas. Now, if the coach leaves, does that mean that that student is obligated to continue to come to Arkansas? I don't believe so. I believe there's a clause in the signing that is something drastic like that happens. They have the option to go back onto the fair game field.
I think there's one potential quarterback that did that. So, whoa, hold the phone here.
That's happened before.
Yeah.
But why not? You already don't have an AD, so that puts you a little bit shaky on any good coach that's going to come this way. They like to know who they're going to be working for.
Yep.
Like to know what the person's standards are, what expectations. We don't have an AD. Why not leave him there? Look at the season. We can play woulda, coulda, shoulda all day long. How many games did we play without a starting quarterback? A bunch. No less than 4. I think he played half of another game. So say he played 5 games. We lost him for 5 games. Okay, that had to have something to do with it. The number 1 ranked center in the country was out after the 4th game, I believe, maybe the 5th. He's gone. The best punt returner that we've had in Arkansas for a long, long time gets hurt second game. He's gone. So
you got 3 key players right there.
Well, I think there was a total of 5.
Yeah.
What if those 5 were there? Again,
we could have had a winning season.
Hindsight's a lot better than foresight. But what would that season have done? Would they still be axing the coach at that point?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Hold that thought. Let's take another break.
Be right back.
Be right back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
More than just propane, Reeves Propane provides you full-service propane delivery as well as tank and piping installation. We are your dependable choice, offering the very best in personal service with on-time deliveries and competitive prices. Reeves Propane also sells and installs tankless water heaters and appliances and can even convert your gas cook stove to liquid propane. So no need to fuss and cuss about bad service. Call us at Reeves Propane. We greatly appreciate your business and God bless.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Coming in 2018, VHF Archery Range, brought to you by DeerHunterFan.com TV and SteadyForm. This 10,000 square foot indoor climate-controlled archery range will feature 3D targets, 3D pop-up, and state-of-the-art video shooting. VHF Archery Range will be open to the public and available for all ages. It's a great facility for hunters and archers alike and located in the center of the Ozarks in beautiful Bull Shoals, Arkansas. That's DHF Archery Range, coming in 2018. Keep on the lookout for more details and their grand opening announcement soon.
They said, I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready for such a change. I'm not ready to give up my independence. Then, after receiving a lot of love and encouragement, they moved to the Good Samaritan Society. They said, "I should have done it years ago."
Senior care and services from the Good Samaritan Society.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
$7:50 on this Monday morning, November 27th. We're finishing out with Bob Recktenwald Sports, and of course the subject of discussion is Arkansas Razorbacks and no AD, no coach, and
pretty simple, Dale. They're going to do what they want to do.
Oh yeah.
You know that the ivory tower over in Fayetteville is going to make whatever decision they want to make, and it's going to affect thousands of people, and nobody's really going to have any input in it. And that's just the bottom line. Doesn't matter. We can sit here for weeks and sit here and talk about it.
Yeah.
They're going to do what they want to do. Let's talk about something else real quick.
All right.
Did anybody see the Alabama basketball team?
And the fight?
And the fight. Did y'all hear about that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
It was at
Here's the story.
Montana or Michigan?
Not sure where they were playing. But a
north.
fight breaks out. Alabama's team vacates the bench. By rule, anybody that left the bench is ejected from the game. So now, the only players that Alabama has are the 5 that are on the field, on the court.
And then 2 foul out.
One of them fouls out.
Oh, no.
And we're talking at the halftime of this game now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of them fouls out. Another one gets hurt. They finish this game with 3 against 5.
Yep.
And they only get beat by 4.
You're kidding.
No.
Unbelievable. Hey,
I
know,
missed that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's coaches' names out there everywhere, guys. Who knows what? I know Florida signed their new coach. Tennessee was going to sign a new coach last night. The students protested their choice, and Tennessee backed out of the deal.
Really?
What's up with that? Since when do the kids have any input on who gets hired to do what? It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Wrestling tournament on Saturday at the hangar?
Yes, this youth tournament, 5 years old on up to 14 years old. It's going to be an awesome tournament. We've got a lot of kids coming.
How many are you expecting?
I'm hoping around 200. I'd like to see about 200 mark.
200 wrestlers.
If we can hit that, I think we'll grow into next year needing both gyms, and that's my goal right now.
How many mats are you going to run?
I'm 5.
5 mats.
5 matches one time, and you're on one of the tables.
Oh, thank you.
By the way.
Did you volunteer?
Sounds good.
It looks like you just volunteered.
Sounds good to me.
He volunteers whether he wants to or not.
Hey.
Well, that's how it is with me and a scoreboard. I walked to the press box one night to get warm. That's been
I'm
7
even
years.
going to put Jerry to work.
I don't mind. Can I do what you did last time? Get down there and referee?
Oh, yeah. No, we're actually bringing in USA official refs. We're USA wrestling refs.
Because unlike you, I got me one of them little 4-wheel dollies like you get to roll around under your engine.
Oh, no. There's
So
nothing
I'm just going to
that
be
come out of
sliding,
this.
bud.
You know, if you've never seen a wrestling match, this youth tournament last year was the first one I went to and helped with. It is a good time. Go out there and watch. You don't have to stay for the whole day, stay for the whole thing. But you get to watch them little 5-year-olds bouncing and rolling all over each other. It's unbelievable. Next week, I'm sure we'll have a little more sports. High school's back in session. I want to turn it over to Jerry so he can hit the community news.
Oh, I had a question about that wrestling.
Yeah.
Like when we watched it, or I watched it at the high school, you had one wrestling match going on. How in the world are you going to watch 5 different matches?
It's a juggle. As a coach, it's a juggle because you could have potentially 5 different kids wrestling at the same time. So yes, it is a juggle. That's why we've got quite a few coaches with us on staff, and I try to be at every match that I can be at for every kid. But obviously, when you got 2 or 3 wrestling at the same time, I can't be there for every one of them. So we have some great, outstanding coaches that step in, and they know what they're doing. They've been there. Every tournament we do is like this, so we're used to kind of splitting it up and taking the reins and running.
And what is the age group on this?
5 years old on up to 14.
5 to 14.
Yep.
Okay.
Starts Saturday at what time?
9 o'clock. The matches will start. So I need volunteers there by 8 o'clock.
So in other words, he's telling us we got to be there by 8 o'clock.
Hey man, throw
Jerry,
in a double
Jerry,
cheeseburger
Bob,
and I'm there.
Dale, everybody. Yeah, don't be whistling. But no, really, I mean, to put on a tournament, it takes so many volunteers. You don't have to know about wrestling to be able to volunteer. We got people that just sitting there keeping time clocks, people that are, we've got positions for everybody to fill. So
better hit that community news or you're going to miss it.
Oh, we got plenty of time here. One thing I did want to say that TV 26, our sister station that we simulcast out of, be covering the Harrison Parade this evening.
Oh, wow.
And that's going to be going on from 7 to 8, so y'all be sure to tune in and watch the parade right here. And if you want to go out there, I'd say everything's better live, so get on out there. And then Batesville has their parade going on 6 to 7:30 today, so it's kind of our listening audience today, and then you have parades all week this week, so we'll kind of cover them as we go.
Yep.
So, but today is Harrison and Batesville.
When's Mountain Home Parade?
This Friday.
This Friday.
December 1.
Yep.
So it goes.
Ooh, it's always a big parade, though.
Fun.
Well worth watching, yeah.
Yeah.
And XL7 covers that parade, correct?
We have always in the past. I hadn't talked to Gil for sure, but we always have in the past. We've always covered the parades, so I would assume we are.
Be a good one. Looks like we got record-setting temperatures in store for today.
It's supposed to be like
70 I was
degrees.
reading the deal. I didn't even want to read that. It says the parade, you can watch it in the warmth of the hospital while you drink hot cocoa and eat cookies. And I'm thinking, you probably might not even need a jacket tonight, but it's
I'm
kinda
noticing one
unusual
thing here I
weather.
need to bring up. Southwest Missouri, Branson, Springfield, Nevada, Missouri, Joplin, Lebanon, Osage Beach are under a red flag warning. Red flag warning for parts of southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri from this morning 7 to 7 p.m. this evening for low humidity and gusty winds. Just be advised. I'm sure all these fire departments are getting a little bit nervous. I think I bumped into some of the fire department folks at breakfast the other day. Thanksgiving Day, I think they made 11 calls. 11 runs on Thanksgiving Day. Now, I'm not saying it's all fire or brush fire, but
I know out there, Push Mountain Road area, they got 4 calls, brush fire calls in one day. So
Now you're talking about public safety stuff. Let me throw this out there real quick too. This time of the year, from Thanksgiving till New Year's, believe it or not, in our area, domestic violence is a big issue.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's really, really a big issue, and
you're gonna bring that up with a minute left.
And that's it. We'll leave it right there.
That's a big topic.
I wish I had a
right
copy
there.
of my promo I did for radio.
Yeah.
It's ugly, but it's there.
It is. But just keep in mind, if you guys are looking at burning stuff, call your fire department. Right now is probably not the best of times to be out burning stuff,
Right.
especially if the wind's picking up and things is
And really
as they
dry.
are.
I'll see if I can load this real quick. I know our humidity level is really low, and I know I'm down to about 30 seconds. But the dew point and the humidity makes a big, big factor here. And, of course, with any wind, it just makes it that much worse. So seeing if the dew point loads here real quick. Here we go. Humidity 63, dew point 32. Put that in perspective, like in June, it's a dew point of 65 and a temperature of about 85. So anyway,
So
or
just be
humidity of
cautious.
85. So, well, Scooter, why don't you take us home? Looks like we've got about 10 more seconds to go, and we'll be back tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Thanks to Mike Sisk for being here. Bob Recktenwald Sports. Jerry, Scooter, everybody.
And who's up next?
Jim Bumgarner in Harrison.
Jim Bumgarner.
Yep.
All right. We'll be back tomorrow.